back to Coding. So guys, I hope you all are doing safe and also smiling. So as we are continuing with the series of C, so in today's topic we are going to discuss about structures, like what is a structure, how do we define a type-def statement, what is the purpose of using a type-def statement, what is the basic syntax of a structure, how do we define a structure. All these some kind of queries will be clear by the end of the video. So don't forget to watch the video till the end. And also, if you're new to my channel, please do like it, share it, and also subscribe to my channel. I've already posted content regarding HTML, CSS, C++, Java, Python, and many more videos. And more are lined up and coming for you. And also some of the amazing study tips and also some useful content on my Instagram page. So guys, if you're new to my channel, please do like it, share it, and also subscribe it, and share it as much as possible so that each and everyone gets benefit of it and learn from it. So let's get started with the video without wasting any time. The very first thing, like what do we mean by structures? Like what is the purpose and how does a structure basically means? We have done arrays. In arrays what we were looking, if we want to declare a same type of data different time, like if I want to enter 100 students data, I will be using just one single name and I can add 100 number of data into it. But when I come to structure, we can define a different types of data types, data, and also into one single content. That is called as a structure. So whenever I'm talking about a structure will always start with the struct keyword, and all the referencing of the structure will be included into a curly braces, and we give all the variable declaration within the structure over there only. As you can see on the screen also, this is the format of writing a structure, that how we exactly define a structure and what is the basic purpose of using a structure. So when we're talking about structure, we also need to know that how we can assess the members of the structure. So when I'm talking about the assessing the members of the function, we basically assess the members of the function by using a dot operator between the variable name and the member name. So what we are going to use, we are just going to define an object, say in this, and with that object, what we are going to use, we are going to assign that particular value. We cannot define the values within the structure that we have defined before the main function. So in order to do that, what we do, we just use a dot operator and assign that particular values to the structure in the main program. As you can see on the screen also, we are going to do that. So making you more easy and clear, let's understand this with the help of a program. So now we are going to design a structure and work upon it, and how we are going to assess that particular values, how we are going to use the dot operator, how we are going to define a structure. All you are going to get clear with this video. So first of all, I've included the necessary header files over there. Now I've included a struct student. So here I'm just defining a struct student name structure. So basically this structure includes a student. Then we have a taken the age of the student, so I have defined this variable as int age. Then I have taken a grade, I have defined that grade as int grade, so that to tell the number of that particular grade, like it is calculating of CGPs. Then I have taken a character name in which I have given it the array type. So this is called as array of structure when we give a array of that particular type and we want include into a structure. Now I have ended the structure and ended with a semicolon. So this is the basic generation of how we define a structure. Now in the main function, what you can see, I have written a struct keyword. After that, I am writing the structure name. So the structure name over here was student. Then I have declared an object S1. So this is S1 is a particular object. Then I am going to declare another object, say student S2. As this way you can declare number of objects that you want to declare. And also what you can do, we can declare the object before the semicolon when we ended the structure. So now I'm going to what do assign the values to this particular structure. So I've used your s1 dot age equals to 19. Then I've given s1 dot grade equals to 10. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a printf statement over here. In this printf statement, what you can see, I've written a sprintf statement I will be writing over here. So basically what this sprintf statement will basically do, it will provide me the characters according to that and will give me that desired output. Like so here I am going to use what I'm going to use, I'm just going to write a student name according to it, and I'm just going to pass that. So I've written that s1 dot name, in which I've given the name of the particular student that I want to give. So I'm just going to pass s1 dot name and just assigning that value. It's not necessary that you just need to write this in the printf statement. We can also assign the values the other way also, like we can add it in the form of a curly braces. As you can see on the screen, we can add that values in that kind of also, and if we want to give the values this way, we can give that this way also. Then we have to printf all these statements. So I'm going to print the student details by writing student, and what is this detail? The age, the grade, the name of the student. So what way will be shown? All the contents that I've used over here will be displayed. So when I'm coming to the display part also, in that also what I need to use? I need to use a dot operator. So here you can see that I written s1 dot name, then I've written s1 dot age, comma s1 dot particular grade. So when I'm going to type this all, so when I'm going to run this program, so what you could see the desired output that will be come to me. It will be about the content that was available of the student within the structure. So we can declare different ways values, and this is the desired output when I'm going to run this code. So this is the way we define a structure. And this is like we were defining the objects, and with that objects, what we were using, we were just again and again writing struct, then the name, then again that. But we can overcome this part by providing it with the use of type def. As we all know that everything that we are going to call in the main function, we are using a dot operator. But sometimes again and again writing the constructor name and everything, it makes the program difficult and but also very lengthy. So to make the program easier and also to eliminate the use of struct keyword, what we are going to use? We are going to use a type def. Just we will write in the struct front type def and use that accordingly, so that eliminate the object part. Whenever we want to give a sign a value, we'll not need to write the struct keyword. We'll just simply write that object and give sign that particular value. So let us understand this with the help of an example code. So in this we have included some header files, and after that what we are going to use? We are going to use a type def statement which is help us eliminate the struct keyword again and again in the main function. So as you can see in the type def code, we need to define a type def. So we write that type def definition, type def struct, in which I'm going to define some variables which I'm going to use into my main function. So I'm going to define some variables like id, title, or hours. So I'm just going to define that. So here by mistake I've written hours over in the character. So this is basically a title I want to define. So I'll write over here title. Then after that I will write the array of that particular title, means how lengthy I want to give it, and then I'm going to define the hours. So hours are given in a float. After I'm going to close it, and I'm going to define an object over here, say codes, and then I'm going to eliminate it with the end. So with the semicolon. So what it will happen? It all the content that will be eliminated like we have done in the previous case. So what just we'll do? We'll just write over in the main function course, like we can write cs1, whatever object that you want to define, you can define that object according to it. So what we'll do, csid dot 123, whatever we want to give. Then what we are going to use? We are going to compare the particular string. We have used a string compare. As we have discussed about how we can use string compare to enter any content also, I have declared in the previous video. That is how we use strings, how we use other functions of string in my previous video. So if you have not watched that video yet, do watch that video so to understand the concept of string. So here I've written the structures in C, the string, and as I've used string cpy over here, so I will include a header file that is string.h. If you do not include this header file, the program will not work. Try to implement this program so that it's easy for you to how to define structures and how to be implemented. Then I've given the r's also over here, cs1.rs, in which I've given some r's. It is your choice whatever r's you want to give, or either whatever way you want to print it. So now what we are going to use, we are going to print this statement. So what you could see over here is in the previous program what we were defining, we were defining struct, then the name of the particular structure, then we were giving that object, then we were giving the assigning of the value. So here what we have done, we are object we have defined already, we have used a type def, so we do not need to define struct. Just we are going to simply give the object and pass the values accordingly. So I have written here cs1.id, cs2.title, it will print me a title. Then I have given over here cs1.r. So here you have to write cs1.title because I have created object one only. If you have created two objects, so you can again and again enter that values, you can check that values and work accordingly. So that is the way through which you can work with structures and implement and show that value. Kind of thing that we can perform with structures is we can perform the structures in nested form. Like if I want to add one structure into another structure, that is called as nested structure. Like we use nested for loops, nested while loops, and looping statement, if else statement, everything. Like we were including into one into another thing. That are basically a control structure. Now similarly we are going to use this structure into another structure. So I have defined over here type def structure. int xy, and I have written over here as pointer object of that particular structure. Then after that I have written typedef struct, in which I am going to define some other values, in which basically what we are doing in this, we are just finding out the radius of the circle and where the point it is pointing to it. So I have written float radius over here. So then I've given a point center, so you can correct the spelling of radius also when you are going to run it. It's your choice whenever you want to give a radius or when want to give any of the variable. It's only your choice. We are just defining it. I'm going to change this whenever I write the code and execute it. Now here you can see I've defined over here in the main function the point, the first object that I've used, and point p1. So I've used a object with that reference. I'm giving it p. Now given the value of p dot x, similarly I give the value of p dot y. So I've referenced it over here and using it over here. Then what we can do, we can define this circle, and we have added C. So I'm going to assess it with C dot this. So basically this point and circle I've defined over here a class, like what we are actually doing. Objects is the P and the C, that are the objects. So I've defined over here C dot circle and C dot center. So these are the name of the structures, circle and point. When using typedef, in the similar in the previous case also, that was the name of the structures. So now I've given printf statement the circle radius. What is the circle radius? So the circle radius over here is will be calculated by these points and also the radius that I provided over here. So the circle radius, then I'm going to print it, and the circle radius is this that we have already given over here. In case you want to calculate the radius, so what you can do, we can give this particular formula, and according to that you can find out in that particular variables that you have assigned over here. So after that I'm going to write the c dot radius. Now we have used it a nested, so I will be using dot c. Means whenever we are using a nested, so in that case we need to use two dots for using a nested, means using both the classes. So with that, for that case we need to use a two dots to point that particular structure. So in the similar way I used with c dot center also. Then I'm going to run this code. So what will be the output of this code? The radius will be printed to me defining the points that is available to me. So when I run this code, so this is the desired output. The radius is at the center, point this. So guys, I hope you must be clear about how do we define a structure, how do we reference a structure, what do we mean by a structure, and how we can use a typedef statement to eliminate the writing of the struct keyword again and again, and we can define a structure by naming it previously. So the objects is when we define a structure and after that give, like we were using particular P, C1, C2 and every these kind of objects we have done in the program. So these were the ways through which we can declare it, assess it, and assign the value to the structure. Content that I post, please do like it, share it, and also subscribe to my channel. And thank you so much for watching, and please keep supporting. And also you can follow me on my Instagram page. The link is in the bio. So guys, keep smiling and keep shining. See you in the next video. Till then, take care.